Hey, hey, good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. I have so much to share with you. My heart's like literally pounding out of my chest. I have a massive announcements and giveaways coming up, so make sure you stay on here and pay attention to what I say so you can get into those giveaways. But first, I want to introduce someone. I'm going to pull him up on here in a second, but his name is John Melton, and him and his beautiful bride have built a massive social retail business. It's one of the biggest producing organizations in the entire industry. You can tell my heart's like racing because I'm so excited. They've truly helped thousands of families live a life of both financial peace and time freedom so that they can keep living out their priorities. I wrote this all down so you'll see me reading. He's known for his servant leadership and mentorship to his team, and also shares his knowledge through his Lifestyle Academy, where he teaches his valuable lessons to those outside his direct mentorship. Okay, I'm super excited to have him on here. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see if he can go there. Sometimes I'm good at technology. Sometimes I'm not. Let's see. I think it's working. Woohoo! It is working.
Nice. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. Hopefully everybody else can. So
Awesome. I'm excited to be here.
John,
Yeah, looks like we're good. Looks like we're good.
Yay! I'm beyond honored to have you on here. Thank you so much. I'm like a little kid in a candy shop. Like, I'm super excited to even talk about this. I partnered up with your team and your leadership because I was super excited for my team to grow and to have some success. I was having like marginal success, but I was ready for bigger, and I really wanted to see others, have success as well. So anyway, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little about you?
Yes.
Have success as well.
Yeah, I hear you fine. Laura says she doesn't hear anything. So if you all could let us know in the comments if you can hear us. On my other phone, I feel like I can hear Ashley and I hear myself. So we'll just roll with it. Yes,
let's do it.
Definitely excited to be here, and super awesome introduction. I love your energy. I can tell we're going to have some fun. But yeah, I've been in the profession. Actually, check this out. Yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago, the 25th of September. I don't know what today is. I think it's 27th. But on the 25th of September, that was my 21-year anniversary for my very first network marketing meeting. And I actually posted a screenshot of the sign-in sheet for when I signed in to the meeting. And actually I just got off the phone with the guy that enrolled me. I just got off the phone with him right before this. But 21 years ago, I was broke, busted, and disgusted. No background in business, no business being in business, truth be told. But I was very open-minded because of that. I was very open because I didn't want to go the traditional path. And let me know how many of you can relate to that. But I was, yeah, you can relate, right? It was like, go to school, get a degree, get this piece of paper that's going to cost you a fortune, which my parents didn't have money. I didn't have money. And I definitely wasn't getting any type of scholarships. I pretty much just cheated my way through high school, just being transparent. Like, I hated school. I just did. And luckily my kids are in school right now so that I can hear me say this, but I just couldn't stand it. Like, the only thing I cared about was my friends, girls, sports, and partying on the weekends, truth be told. And I was headed down a very dark path. I think I was really set up for failure because, years later, I realized I was just an entrepreneur. I was somebody that wanted to do things outside the ordinary, the traditional path. And when I found network marketing, it was like hook, line, and sinker. Take my money. I'm in. I don't have any money, but I'll figure out a way to make it work. And I was living at home with my parents. No background in business, no money, no nothing. But I had a lot of hunger, a lot of ambition. And I was very coachable because very early on, I had a mentor say, you can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't do both. So I learned to eventually, took a little while, took at least, 3, 4, 5, 6 months to control my thoughts. Like, you can't control the first thought, but you can control every other thought after that. And you can certainly control what you speak about. See, what you think about and then you speak about, you bring about. So I had to really work on myself. Now, of course, when you get involved in this type of business, that's not your first thought. You're not like, I really need to learn how to be a better leader, a better communicator, a better person. That wasn't like what I was just like, I want to make some money. But of course, being in this profession for over 20 years, when you look in your, life, or you look at your career in reverse, you go, wow, like, it was the personal development that I really needed. It was that positive environment the culture, being around people that thought bigger than I did. I had to borrow the belief that my upline had because I didn't have any for myself. And, years later, I try to always remember what it was like to be new, what it was like to struggle, what it was like to, have more month than money. And I'm just so grateful for those early years of struggle because it made me the leader and the man I am today.
So amazing. I actually have a different path. However, similarities of having a mentor at a young age who taught me something that I'm just so forever grateful of, the leverage of time and income and team building and all of that. And to be able to live a life of freedom because of it literally has blessed every single piece of my life when I look back at it. And guys, let us know if you can hear us, because I know that somebody says the sound isn't working so well. So hopefully we can.
Yeah, I mean, I hear it on my other phone.
Okay, well, we're going to go with that, because if you can hear it, then we're good.
Yeah. Just so Laura, anyway, I'm sorry. Laura, maybe close out and then come back. That might
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I've had similar, and my husband is in sales, and I have been at home. But to be honest with you, I would have never chose the life paths that I have chosen if it weren't for that leadership and that mentorship I had a long time ago. And he has since passed away, but it has literally been one of the biggest blessings of my life. Yeah. However, what I was doing for the past 12 years, I had the dream, I had the vision, but it wasn't really going anywhere. And I realized over the last year that, just because I love the product doesn't mean it has all the other pieces to it. Right. The tools, the system, the leadership, and that I just kept hitting a roadblock again and again and again and again. And I really wanted not just myself to grow and my business to grow, but the people I was trying to lead to grow as well. And I had big visions and dreams to be able to help other people in different charities and work that I want to do. But I knew that they wanted to experience the stay-at-home mom life that I was experiencing, coming home from their work and being with their babies more often, or having the flexibility to travel more. And I love the last reel that you did. I'm not sure if it was the last one, but where you and Nadia were literally traveling. I think you were maybe in Italy or Greece or something. I don't know where you were. And you were like, I used to think I was money motivated. Your wife, by the way, is the most beautiful thing ever. She's like, I used to think we were money motivated, and you said until we had money. And then we realized it was way more than that. Uh-huh. And that's what I loved about it. So can you share a little bit about what you've built, what this social retail thing is, and how you actually were able to come across, what so many people haven't? They might have money, but then they have no time, or they might have time, but then they have no money to go enjoy that time that they have. So how were you able to find both?
Yeah, I think that's such a great question. And it's actually one of my favorite topics, because when I made a bunch of money as a mortgage broker back in 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, I mean, I made like $600,000 in 4 years. I was the #1 loan officer in a pretty large mortgage company in Baltimore. But guess what? I was working, 70, 80 hours a week, and it was very stressful. It wasn't just the time that I was in the office. And at that time, I had a young son. We had Dylan at 23 years old. So Nadia and I had a son at a very young age, and now he's 18, which is so crazy. But, for us, doing network marketing and then doing traditional sales, and just realizing that time is precious, and I don't want to do something that doesn't pay me dividends in time, right? There's ROI, which is a return on investment. Then there's ROIT, return on invested time. And when you put time into something that can give you your time back, it's worth putting time into, if that makes sense. Most of us don't have, millions of dollars when we're getting involved in investing or in business to invest enough money to have the money make us enough money to not have to work, right? That's the truth. In fact, I posted this in my story earlier. Grant Cardone said, you can't really achieve time freedom or financial freedom if you don't make money in your sleep. When you're not working, what are you earning? And as a mortgage banker, truth be told, it was 100% commission. If I don't close a loan, I don't get paid. And even though I was making a lot of money, it was from hustling and exchanging time for dollars. So being in the business that we're in today, the one that you and I are partnered up in, right, in social retail, having a social retail business where you're marketing a consumable product that people use every day and purchase every month, you can get paid over and over again, get that reoccurring income. And that's what was so attractive to me when I got involved in the direct sales network marketing space. And the problem with most of those companies is it was all about recruiting. It was all about like recruiting recruiters to recruit recruiters. So it was this like what do you call it? The wheel, the hamster wheel, right? Where you're just like running and running, running. And if you stop running, the whole thing like falls apart. And for me, I was like, man, there's got to be a better way. So when I saw social retail back in 2015, I was so blown away by the dual-sided comp plan and how someone could actually earn income even when they stop working if they go out there and just build a customer base, because these are consumable products. And every time someone orders, you get paid. And now in North America, we get paid daily. So you get a customer today and they order next month on the same day, you're getting paid today and next month, even if you don't talk to them again, which by the way, of course, we encourage you to follow up with your customers and, you know, maintain those relationships. But at the end of the day, I couldn't make reoccurring or residual income in the other businesses that I was a part of. So yeah, making money is great. But at some point you realize it's not the money that's motivational, at least in my opinion. And I think in most entrepreneurs, most people that start their own thing, or they're doing something that's outside the box, it's because they're actually freedom motivated. Waking up when you're done sleeping, right? Do what you want to do with who you want to do it, whenever you want to do it. Like I was just in my hot tub for an hour earlier. Like, I think that's pretty cool that I get to work from home. I get to be with my wife or my kids when they're home from school, right? And not have the traditional business stress and overhead. So to me, we kind of get the best of both worlds, where you can start this on a part-time basis, a low investment of your time and money, but then eventually after, you know, months or even years, you could create enough income to say, I've got a plan B. I've got a backup plan just in case. And how many of us know people right now that need a backup plan? How many of us know people right now that are being impacted by the economy, inflation, all the things? So in my opinion, there's never been a better time to start something than right now. In fact, I started a full-time business back in 2008, 2009, when the market crashed. That's when I got out of the mortgage industry, because I saw the writing on the wall and I was like, I got to get out before it's too late. Right. And I started building my home business full-time, and I've been full-time now for over 14 years, which is pretty cool.
That it really is awesome. I remember back in the day when I was in high school, I learned what compounded interest was, and that will forever have changed my life. And I think of when you were talking about, you know, not having enough money to invest to have the residual income coming in, and that it reminded me of, you know, Robert Kiyosaki, the ESBI. And that B really got me when I read about it, because between the compound interest and the B, I was like, that makes total sense. The leverage time and having a team of people, and you look at every single business where somebody doesn't, you know, you see someone successful and they're super stressed, and then you also see someone successful and they're not as stressed, and they're like taking 8 vacations a year, and you're like, who the heck are you and what the heck do you do? And it's because they've learned how to leverage teams and leverage time and systems. And the system piece, really, I was like, oh my gosh. And that's what I kept running into, is not having this system, right? And so when I learned about you and your team and how you have the systems in place, and then I also learned about the dual-sided compensation plan, which made me think, wow, that means for people who have a vision kind of like I do, where it's like really big, then they have this opportunity. But for people who don't want that, like that work, that like putting in a ton of work and really like putting the effort into something, but really just want something that's going to bring in like $500 a month, you know, and help buffer, like that's cool too. And you can do that here. And what I love is that they can also, whoever has that goal, that they can have promotions and encouragement and excitement. And I truly didn't get it before I got started. I was like, oh yeah, cool, right? Yeah, whatever, that makes sense. I get it. You know, other places have this too, where they make a commission. No, it's not like that. It's this whole piece around it of being excited about being that person in the dual, you know, on the sales side. And so it's hard to even like wrap your head around until you actually experience it. I wanted to share a story with you. A friend of mine just got started. I helped her launch her business. Laura, she's so flipping awesome, right? Well, she was really nervous about getting started here because she has tried other things in the past and literally had no success, right? And I was like, listen, you could try this, you cannot. So anyway, I helped her put a referral post up because she was just stuck. She's like, I'm not sure what I should do. I'm like, put up this referral post, which that was another reason why I got started into your system. I'm like, this is gold, right? And then so she puts it up and she was just like blown away and got started as a social marketer the next day with social retail and had her first 5 customers in the first 2 weeks. And I was just like, dang! And now she's so excited and she's on here and I wish she could hear us and I don't know what's going on. So hopefully it all records okay, but whatever. Anyway, she's blown away and I'm like, so that melts my heart. Like it doesn't take, it's not the amount of income. It's for me to see that, oh my gosh, look, it's working. She's having success. She didn't before, she is now. And this is why I freaking did this, right? And it took a lot. I mean, I was so scared because I built up something for 12 years. And like I said, it wasn't about the income piece. It was more for me, like, do I want to step away from something I worked so freaking hard for? You know what I mean? But it works. And I'm like so freaking excited about it. So anyway, I just want to say thank you for that, like big time. I do have another question for you though, if you don't mind. And guys, we have a giveaway coming up. I'm going to share more about that, which, ooh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Okay. So I was watching, something here. Oh yeah. Tony Robbins said the recession is here. Winter is now. Right. And that's like, ugh, gut punch. Right. But he also says, history shows some of the most successful companies today were born out of recessions, volatile markets, and massive unpredictability, which I kind of already knew. But, this was a time frame which I wasn't really paying attention for the last one, right? Tell me a little bit about social retail. Is it true that social retail is kind of set up to prove that to be a situation again?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I was just talking to my buddy who owns a business out in California, and he was just saying how, he's seeing businesses go out of business left and right. His sales have never been this bad. And, the truth is we're all going to feel the squeeze. I literally did a video about this yesterday. There's definitely going to be some people, especially, it's kind of like when COVID first hit. People were like, I'm not going to spend money until I kind of have a better idea what's going on, right? And quite honestly, we don't know how long this recession situation is going to happen, how long the inflation is going to be. The real estate market's already gone down quite a bit. So we don't know what the future holds, but here's what we do know. You can tell a lot about the future by looking at the past. And Tony Robbins hit the nail on the head. Some of the most successful entrepreneurs, in fact, check this out. Actually, let me give you a more recent example, because I was going to talk about how in 2008 and 2009, that's when I went full time in this profession. And that was the last time the market crashed. But I was just at a conference, Funnel Hackers Live, with like 5,000 business owners and entrepreneurs. And, they have all different types of businesses, online businesses mostly. And there were 2 speakers at least, maybe more, but definitely 2 that spoke on stage in front of 5,000 people because they were multiple 7-figure earners. Like they built a multiple 7-figure business since COVID. Literally since COVID hit, they started a business during COVID, 2 totally different people. One had a Facebook. She basically is like a singer. So she helps other singers get noticed. And, so then she started a Facebook ads agency. And anyway, she was on stage speaking and training and sharing her story. She started that during COVID. And then there was a couple from Germany who was like the only international couple up there. And I actually know these guys. I know Taylor. I met him, 4 or 5 years ago. He was in network marketing. And they started a business also during COVID. So literally in the last 2 years, they both started businesses, 2 totally different businesses. And they were both on stage just 2-3 years later since COVID, sharing their story, their tips, how they did it. And that's a great example of someone looking at adversity as an opportunity. Because the truth is, there's a lot of people out there that have made money because the economy was good. But a real entrepreneur or a leader, they gotta be tough when things slow down. This is when you get to see what you're really made of. And when you're marketing a product like we do, that's more consumable, more recession proof, like people aren't going to stop brushing their teeth just because the economy's bad. People aren't going to stop washing their clothes or taking collagen supplements They're not going to stop wanting to be healthy and be in shape. They might spend a little less money in general, but at the end of the day, there's also going to be a lot of competitors, in my opinion, that are not going to be able to withstand the recession. They're going to get gobbled up by bigger companies. They're going to just go out of business altogether. And there's going to be less competition than there was just 6 months ago. So there's always ebbs and flows. There's always pros and cons to any situation. But like I said, in fact, check this out. The company that we're with right now, I joined in a September. I went full time in network marketing during our last recession, and I got started in the profession 2 weeks after 9/11.
Wow.
So, there's always opportunity through adversity, and it's just a matter of perspective and showing up with enthusiasm and positivity. Because like I said in the very beginning of this conversation, what you think about, you speak about, you bring about. Be very careful with what you're thinking and saying to yourself.
For sure. Absolutely. Positivity, enthusiasm, and willing to learn.
Yep.
That open-mindedness is like the thing that holds so many people back. I remember wanting so badly during the very first month of COVID when everything shut down. I remember looking at my husband and being, this sounds so weird and silly, but being heartbroken that I didn't have money to invest in the markets. I looked at him and I was like, we missed it.
Yeah.
I was like so upset. I said, we missed it. We were not in the right position when the opportunity came knocking at the door. We knew that it could happen. Some of our friends, they're not working anymore. They're not working anymore because they knew at that moment they had built up what they needed to be able to invest, and now they walked away from their jobs. And I don't want to be in that position again, right? Like, I want to be prepared. And right now is the time. It is the time. And I love that. I think it was at the conference where they said, winter's our season. Winter is ours. It's mine. It's yours. I want you to come along with us. I'm going to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
We have a giveaway because John's freaking amazing. And I got to tell you about it. So you can enter into this giveaway. It's up to you. If you don't want to, no big deal. But I'm going to tell you about it. It's a September giveaway. We're giving away bottles of trim, which, by the way, I'm going to show you this. Woo! That's me. I don't know if you can see it really well. I'll have to post it later. But over the last couple months of me using trim, I've been working out just like I normally do, but my muscles are growing faster. That sounds so weird. My muscles are just bulking up as I lean out. It is so crazy, the body composition difference. It's hard to see on here because it's all printed out, but you can see, and I'm shaking. But you can see my butt is just ginormous here, and then it's getting smaller there. It's so freaking awesome. So that is the trim, and we're giving away bottles of the trim, right, this month. But here's the best part. We're giving away a trip. A flipping trip. John's giving away a trip. All right, so he's giving away a trip to Disney, a ski vacation, or Destin, Florida. And so if you want to learn how to get into this raffle, just drop a comment below. You can drop the word trim if that's what you're most interested in. Or if you're interested in the vacation, just say Disney, ski vacay, or Florida, and I will get you the details. That's freaking awesome. It ends on the 30th, so you got to do it now. So that's number one. Number two, and I want to ask you a question around this. Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. But for people who are thinking like, oh my gosh, like super anxious, super stressed about the financial drain and roller coaster that we've all been on over the last like 2.5 years, literally, because we just don't know what's going to happen. We're always like, what's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. This is crazy. Is it going to get better? Is it not going to get better? Right? And they just want to buffer, whether it be, $500 a month or $1,000 or 5 or 10, whatever it is that they're interested in. Can you tell me why now, like specifically this week and what's coming up over the next 2-3 months, why now is the time to get with me, get training with you, with me, and really learn how to take advantage of the next 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I talked about this yesterday in my training that, you can't change the seasons. Like, you can't prevent the rain. You just got to learn to dance in the storm. And, the truth is there's a lot of us out there that, we're either struggling from like depression or anxiety. And typically that means depression, you're focused on the past, right? The anxiety is coming from worrying about the future. And stressing out about things you can't control, it's like a rocking chair. Like you're moving, right? You back and forth, but you're not going anywhere. And I think it's just so important for people to just, focus on what you can do right now, make decisions right now. You're not a tree, you can change. And by the way, I know there's some people that like literally are diagnosed with, different things, right? Bipolar, anxiety, that's a whole different situation. But I'm just saying in general, there's a lot of us that are, we're so worried about things we can't control. You can't control the weather. There's a hurricane in Florida right now. Like, you could evacuate or you could buck with that, but like you can't stop the hurricane. You can't do anything about it. So it's like, what are you going to do with the situation, the circumstance you're in, right? And it's just a season. It's a season. It's not going to be winter forever. It's not going to be like this forever. Just like, unfortunately, we've had a really good run for the last 14 years, even during COVID. Like, business was booming. That was our biggest season as a company. That was our biggest season ever. It was during COVID. We had record growth. So
I missed it.
Right. But you're now positioning yourself for the next big run. In fact, later today, we're launching a new product, and we've got the rest of this month with a big like promo, actually in 2 days, right? Or is it tomorrow? No, 2 days. Yeah, on the 29th, 30th, we have a big promo around our Immune Liquid Collagen product, which is a phenomenal product. And we'll have a big promo for the last 2 days of the month. And then we're rolling in October, which is simply preparing us, which is when the new product actually comes out. I think they're like explaining it tonight and then it launches like next week. And then we've got November, the biggest month of the year. November is typically record breaking for our team, for individual efforts, like individual records are set on in the month of November. In fact, I think last year, the biggest month somebody had was like 169,000 in personal sales. Something like that. Like that was by far the biggest month anybody has ever had in personal sales. And there was like, I think there was like 2 or 3 people that were over 100,000 in sales for the month on our team. Now, obviously that's not normal, results vary, but that was by far the most I've ever seen anybody sell in 1 month. And as a team, we had our biggest month. As a company, we had our biggest month. And November's right around the corner. So this is like prime time for us. Like I'm so excited. And then next year, the first quarter of next year, we've got this incredible new hormonal line, which I guess like all the women are going crazy about. I obviously am a dude. I'm not even going to try to talk about it, but I know my wife is excited. I know all the leaders on our team are excited. A lot of the women, in fact, most of our top producers, top performers are women, and they're all excited about this new line of products. And I know it's going to be a huge, huge hit. In fact, we've had some pretty big product launches over the years, and a lot of people are predicting this to be bigger than anything we've ever launched ever. Like we were the pioneers for collagen. Like nobody was doing collagen before us. And we've got 7 international patents on our liquid collagen, our liquid biocell. There's just nothing like it in the market today. But then on top of that, we've crushed it with Trim, which has collagen in it. And literally there's people saying that the new product coming out in the first quarter of next year, which we're preparing for now, is going to be bigger than collagen and bigger than Trim. Now, we'll see. I don't do the hype thing. Like, I don't try to sell the sizzle because it's better than the steak. I'm not that kind of salesperson. But in general, I do get excited about a product that so many people are this excited about 6 months before it's even here. And that just tells me there's a need in the marketplace for it. And even if it's anywhere close to being as big as collagen or Trim, that's going to set up a lot of people for some big results and big success. Getting started now is definitely the ideal time. And again, like I said, with the economy the way it is, the inflation, like there's just going to be a lot of people looking for new opportunity because of what's going on. Like there's not just like one industry that's going to get hit. There's going to be a lot of industries that are hit, and there's going to be a lot of very sharp, very smart, very ambitious people that would have been closed-minded a few months ago that will now be open-minded the rest of this year and definitely into next year.
Yes, I just got a message actually in my inbox. I didn't get back to them yet, but they're saying, hey, listen, I'm a realtor. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing? And it's funny because you were just talking about this, talking to somebody else who was a realtor.
Yep.
And what's interesting about what you're saying is that what's exciting is that these people who are, excited about the product launch that's coming out, they're not excited to they're not like, oh, I'm excited because I'm going to make massive amounts of money.
Yeah.
They're excited for themselves.
Yes.
I was in the room when they were announcing it with all these women, and they're all like, I need that. They weren't like, oh, I can't wait to sell that.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, yeah, this is going to be big. And, everybody I talk to has these issues. Everybody, literally everybody has issues that this is going to help with. And so that is just, it's really encouraging and exciting to have the products. You mentioned something about anxiety and being diagnosed that you weren't. And I'm like, yes, but I have. I've been diagnosed with general anxiety disorder years ago. And I deal with the panic attacks and I deal with this and that. But you know what? What we don't realize is that the products that we have things in them that you should look up. I'm not going to say anything like, but you should look them up. You should look up oh wow, I'm totally yeah, that one. I'll put it in the comments because I can't remember it right now because I'm just so jacked. But anyway, but all the minerals, right? So magnesium and selenium, that's what I was trying to say. Anyway, so all of these things that are in some of our products, I suggest looking up because we have some of the great, like Revitalize can help people big time, right? And the trim you were talking about with the collagen being in it, yes, that's why I am glowing. Glowing, yes, I'm glowing all over my skin because I've been using the collagen and the trim, which has the collagen in it. So awesome. So I do want to just share the other giveaways and stuff that I was talking about is in the month of September, when you get started as in launching your social retail business alongside with me and John, we actually have rebates. So a $60 rebate right off the top, which is super awesome because I know a lot of people are struggling right now, and this can be very, very, very helpful for you. On top of that, if you're going to get started, sorry, I'm going out of frame. If you're going to get started, the next 2 people who get started with me, I also have, this is price over, I'm going to give away everything. Anyway, this awesome book, which is all about how you can market yourself on social media without pretty much being like spammy, right? Not being I love this spammy Tammy thing, right? So not being spammy Tammy. And then this is the book I use. This is a 90-day journal. This is the book I use to build my business and get it off the ground. Guys, I got to tell you something. If you get started with me, I'm there with you, like through and through, answering questions, helping you along the way. John has his entire system set up for you that's proven. But I need to share, I was building my business for 12 flipping years. 12 flipping years. It wasn't my first business I built, but I was loyal, right? I was fully, truly loyal and bought in and still love that company. Okay. So I'm not like saying anything bad about the company or the team because I love them too. But what I wanted was something a little bit bigger. Okay. A lot of bit bigger. And I wanted to help other people as well. And when I switched, I was scared. I was nervous. I had a lot of fear. However, in the first full month I was working this business, I made 90+% of what I was making monthly in my last business that it took me 12 years to build. Okay.
That's the best. That is the absolute
freaking
best.
Amazing. And I was following other people. I was following John. I was following other people because they were sharing their secrets, their tips, their masterminding. And I was trying to do what they were doing in a system that wasn't going to work. Like it wasn't going to work in that other business. As much as I wanted to, it was like putting, you know, that ball that kids use, they put the round toy in the round hole in the square one. I was like taking the square toy and trying to shove it into the round hole. It just wasn't working. So when I finally looked over at this other company and looked at the products and how all of them have like multi-patents and clinically proven and all the things that we couldn't even say in our last business, which was freaking awesome. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And a piece of my heart was just so upset to leave my last team, but I wanted to help them and I couldn't help them, right?
Right.
So I'm here and I'm loving it. And my husband is so happy for me because, you know, that's what happens when you bring in money. So if your husband isn't happy with what you're doing, maybe bring in more money. Just saying. Anyway, so that was something that I was super excited for as well. I also found out, John, that you live in Maryland, and I'm like, what do I have to do to win a trip to go to Maryland and learn from you and Nadia? Okay, so that's just like a side note. Keep that in mind and let me know. Do you have anything else to share before we go? Because I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just getting plugged in, right? I mean, you've shared so much. You're so excited, and you know, we always say excitement is contagious, right? So if you're excited, it's easier to get other people excited, but you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes we make assumptions and we try to figure things out with just a little bit of information. The truth is, if you knew what we knew, you would be as excited as we are. Like every time, and I've been doing this for 7 years in the profession, for over 20, every time I sign someone up and, you know, they're excited in the beginning, but then it's like, they learn another thing, then they learn something else, and they see this, and they meet this person, and they hear about this, and they learn about this perk, and they find out about this benefit, and they try this product they didn't know even existed. And it's like, the longer you're involved, you're like, holy crap, like this company has so much to offer. Is it perfect? No, there's no such thing. Is it for everybody? No, there's no such thing that's for everybody. Is everyone going to be successful? Is everyone going to love the products? Obviously not. But I think you'll just see in general, we can help more people than most of these companies can. We have so many different products. One of the reasons I came to Modere, or came to this company period 7 years ago, I was like, you know, I really want to be in a company that isn't just like a health and wellness company, or just a weight loss company, or just a skincare company. I want to be in a company that has like all different types of products. And you know, it was funny because I remember someone was telling me like Amway or some of these bigger companies that have been around a very, very long time, for decades. You know, people will still like use their laundry detergent. That's like one of their best, you know, retention products. Some people still use their, you know, dish soap and you know, toothpaste and different things that, like, they're not the hero products. That's not the product they lead with, but people end up using those products for years and years. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, holy crap, like Nadia has been buying this same shampoo from this company, Trek Alliance, we were in 20 years ago, right? Until we started, you know, marketing our own shampoo 7 years ago with social retail and, you know, that sort of thing. But it was just crazy. I was like, wow, you know, that's a good point. Like, yeah, there's the hero product, ooh, I want that trim, I want that collagen, but there's all the other everyday essential products that aren't using all the nasty, you know, chemicals and ingredients that a lot of these companies, they're store-bought products, right? So, you know, the truth is, as awesome as it is to have those hero products, the gut health line and all these, you know, collagen products, the coffee's my favorite, and I'm not even a coffee drinker, but, you know, the toothpaste, the mouthwash, the skincare, like there's a lot of products that like a lot of people don't even know we have, that once they start using them, they're like, I'm going to use this the rest of my life. I'm going to use this laundry detergent or this dish soap the rest of my life. And I'm going to get a discount on it, right? I'm going to get a discount on it as a customer. And those are the sticky products. That's what's exciting to me, that even if I stop working, like in a job, you stop working, you get fired. They definitely stop paying you and you get fired. So in our business, imagine it's like you stop showing up for work, but like people are still using the products. You're still getting paid, right? So just imagine how many of us had jobs years ago that we no longer work for that company. We don't have a job waiting tables, or, you know, the secretary job that we had, or the whatever, right? Whatever it used to be, a DJ, used to be a bartender, whatever you used to do. Imagine if that company like forgot to stop paying you all these years. Like that would be pretty cool, right?
That'd be
That would
awesome,
be pretty cool.
yeah.
Like, what if all those mortgages I did, all those loans I did, like what if those mortgage companies or the banks were just like forgetting that, like, I'm not supposed to be paid, but they just like accidentally send me a check every 30 days on those mortgages that I did, on the mortgage payment, right? Like that's our business. That's what is so exciting. So anyway, get back with Ashley. She'll plug you into the group. She'll plug you into the group chats so that you can meet some other people. So we have these groups that are all about the products and the business. And then we have group chats where you can meet other social marketers on the team. You can meet me, you know, some of the other incredible leaders, and you can ask them questions. You can make sure you're making an educated decision. So that's all I'll say. Absolutely love doing lives like this and having these conversations, because I think we really do have something that, yes, we can make money, but we can actually make a difference. And that, to me, is what it's all about.
For sure. Thank you so much. John Melton in the house. Mic drop. I'll let you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And guys, if you want those raffles, make sure you comment below so you can get into the giveaway for the trip, whichever one it is that you choose, the trim. And also let me know if you're interested in more info on getting started with a social retail business. All right. Talk to you later. Bye, John.